Aloha hoku ohana. Thank you guys so much for joining me here for your reading. We have a very, very beautiful and expansive message today. And there's a lot of expansive energy just around you, first and foremost. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you the theme for today's reading, which is all about Jupiter. And I feel like I'm hearing an initiation that you're going through for Jupiter's return into Cancer. Some of you could be going through a Jupiter return, or you're about to. But if you don't know, Jupiter in Cancer is exalted, so it performs very, very well in this sign, just collectively for us all. It's kind of Jupiter entering into the fairy godmother vibes. So there's definitely a lot of, I'm hearing magical alignments that do await you with this entrance. I'm hearing with Jupiter's entrance, okay, into this next season. So you could be entering into a new time where there's a lot of expansion on the horizon for you as well. There's definitely a huge energy. And I've been receiving a lot of messages in regards to time and space, where, again, time really is just consciousness traveling into a new event, and you're stepping into a new event, not just externally, but within yourself. And as you step into this new event internally, I'm hearing there's a collapse of an old system that's no longer in resonance with this internal network that you've now formed. And there's a new space that begins to collapse around you. So Jupiter, what I found very interesting about it, plays a major role when it comes to protecting the Earth and from asteroids and comets. So it has a huge gravitational field. And this is the energy that I see around you, because I'm seeing like the magnetic field card. But gravitational shield is something that is a huge keyword when you think about Jupiter. It's able to pull in or deflect asteroids or comets that might otherwise hit our solar system and that of the Earth, right? And it can also alter trajectories. So there's something about you altering a trajectory in your life. And you can alter your orbit as well. There's something about you're able to alter your orbit. And I'm seeing this as you're able to alter opportunities, people, and circumstances, and just things that are in resonance to you by changing your own vibrational state. And this is something that you're going through, okay? And I'm hearing you're growing also through the things that you've gone through in terms of just falling out of alignment. I'm hearing things falling out of alignment with you because of your internal resonance that has shifted. And it can also act as a cosmic slingshot. And this is like a huge energy that's been coming out, where I'm seeing you kind of being slingshot towards a new trajectory, a new continuum that is aligning you with new destined outcomes, right? So these are new sequence of events that are ready to unfold. So it's a giant cosmic bodyguard, essentially. So there is this element of, I'm seeing even Jupiter in the 12th of protection. I'm hearing heavenly protection, but it's hugely, although like not perfect, it's hugely helpful. So there's something about, there is still an amount of, discomfort that you'll be feeling with all of this growth, okay? And what I found really interesting is if you think of just growth energy, there's two things that you think of. One of them is the expansion card, which literally talks about major growth that usually happens from the birth of something new. And then you also have the Empress that came out for you. So again, this is like huge internal growth where, hello, you could be like, again, have your eye on a new trajectory. And then you also had, let me find it, 10 of Wands. So 10 of Wands is you actually taking action towards something. This could be about birthing a new way of being into creation, birthing and hearing a new reality. That's definitely another vibe that's coming through. This could be birthing new projects, things of this nature. And then you also had collapse. So collapse says one thing is written in the stars for you. Either things will change or you will resist the change. But regardless, things will change. It's like, it shows a collapse of an old system, just foundations that are not really highly conducive for your highest possible expansion. And that pretty much going through a moment of destabilization that becomes your biggest catalyst of transformation in your life. So this is definitely giving me like discomfort within a comfort zone of some kind. And then you also have telescope. So telescope tells you that you have a subjective point of view, and then you also have an objective point of view. So this is not just your own subjective journey. I'm hearing all subjectives make up the whole. So this isn't just going to impact you. I'm hearing immediately it's also going to be impacting those around you. And I'm hearing those in whom you come into alignment with, even if these are things that you're creating and people kind of intersecting with your creations that you're kind of sending down the space-time continuum. And people are intersecting with these ripples, and this could be altering your future timelines. that become accessible to you just through the action that you're being guided to take in the present moment. And then your other message is adventure. So movement towards adventure, spirit of the river. This card basically tells you that, you know, you must not, what's the quote from Star Wars? I think she says, you cannot beat a river into submission. Instead, you must surrender to the current and use its power as your own, right? So this energy came through very, very prominently, and I'm going to tell you, the download that I was receiving. Okay, get to your destination faster. That was the notification I received. And you can ride with a driver that you choose. So my question was, who's driving the vehicle? The vehicle being the physical vessel that you've incarnated into. Is it the ego and this linear perception of time that you may have, right? And third dimensional ways of thinking are, for example, okay, I'm going to put this DVD into the DVD player. I'm going to watch this movie and I can't really do anything. I'm just here, a passive observer of this movie, and I'm going to watch it from start to finish. And that is the story of my life. It's completely out of my control. Now, a quantum being has that same DVD and actually almost, I'm hearing like steps into that frame, and it's more interactive. I don't know if you guys have watched that Black Mirror movie. Like, you could also be being prepared to receive money because I just got a notification. But yeah, it's so funny as well because it's literally from Otter Spirit, and otters are all about surrendering to that. Okay. But anyway, the message that was coming through was, oh, I just lost my train of thought. What was that? Give me a second. You can ride. Oh yeah. Kind of stepping into the frame and altering it. I was talking about the Black Mirror movie where it's more interactive. It's about you being more interactive with this experience, you kind of taking agency when it comes to the script of life. And you were able to kind of experience through this movie what path you wanted to take and also how your choices completely shape your reality. Okay, that was like a huge energy and the continuums and sequence of events that you'll go on to experience. So a quantum being has more, you know, precognitive abilities in terms of understanding the power of their choice and how that alters the timeline in which they'll will begin to collapse around them. Okay, it alters the reality in which will begin to collapse around them. So I'm just going to give you like a, you know, a very quick example. Imagine you're in a huge turning point in your life. You're literally at a, you know, fork in the road or crossing the roads, and you're deciding, do I stay or do I go? Okay, very simple. Do I stay or do I go? You can choose to stay, and this environment, this circumstance, you know, this person may be super familiar to you, but it leaves you feeling unfulfilled. And there's another path that's calling you, and it's unknown, but everything that you've ever wanted is usually on the other side of that. It does require you to kind of move forward with courage, and your life will shrink or expand according to that courage. It will shrink and expand according to how well you're able to align your actions accordingly, the masculine in the physical realm with your intuitive kind of longings. And I'm hearing even like yearnings of the soul, right? Which is to be able to experience more. Anyway, I was seeing who was driving the vehicle. Is it this linear perception of time, or is it more of this interactive sovereign creator energy that you're stepping into by seeing the power of your choice? And there was a need to quiet the monkey mind because a lot of you are definitely heading down the trajectory, right? Again, there's this cosmic slingshot towards the unknown. There's a cosmic slingshot towards moving into times of uncertainty with the movement of the river, but there's a new adventure that is calling you, and there's a need to again observe the fear inside of you and become greater than it, become greater than the amygdala, the reptilian brain, right? Consciousness, fractal of yourself dimension that may be coming to the surface, just to be acknowledged and say, hey, you know what? I know that you may be scared right now. I understand, you know, the human may be feeling a lot in terms of the emotional body, but just holding space for that, right? And knowing that this is an aspect of yourself with the Empress, as you take action, right? You would, in that moment, becoming greater than your fear. You're becoming greater than your mind, and you're becoming greater than your emotions, because you are, right? Your true self is not your thoughts. Okay. Your true self is not your emotions. All right. That can pass through you freely like the weather. And instead you're observing and mothering it, right? You're mothering that fearful aspect of self, and just you being able to neutrally observe, right? And come into that self-awareness in regards to what it is that you're feeling at any given moment in time, and understanding what your filter perception is at that moment, right? Are you viewing life through the eyes of survival or through the eyes of love? you begin to grow gray matter, right? Not just within the brain, but that also ends up growing down the spine, and you become this, I'm hearing, a transformational powerhouse. You become highly conducive, where your external reality also begins to mirror and support that level of conductivity. And I'm just seeing like, it's just huge electricity, huge, a level of opportunities. If you think about electricity and lightning and plasma, you think about the Tower card, where you become this agent of change. The universe also begins to support you with this energy, and it usually is like a sudden turning point in your life. And I feel like this is what you're doing by coming into harmony internally and harmonizing with all these different fractals of yourself, these different expressions, right, of yourself. And the scene that Spirit was showing me before this, I don't know if anyone's watched SpongeBob, but there's a scene where they go inside of his brain, right? Inside of these different, different levels of consciousness, in which, his temple, right? His mind, houses. And there's all these different fractals of himself, and they all end up panicking, right? With fear. They end up kind of burning all of these different, bridges is the energy that I'm seeing, and they feel a lot of fear as they do so. And there's like a lot of chaos that's happening internally within him, until he's able to kind of harmonize and integrate that fear and not try to reject it, but instead kind of nurse himself back to health. And then they, end up kind of becoming like friends with each other. And this is what I'm seeing. It's like you're making friends with the reptilian consciousness of yourself, right? Fractal dimension of yourself, which is just a frequency in which you're always shaping, shape-shifting in and out of. And you're also making friends with maybe the Arcturian expression of yourself, the Pleiadian expression or extension of yourself, right? And this is what I'm seeing. It's like they're all housing, you're housing all of these different fractals or these different fragmentations of yourself, and you're coming back into that, crystalline, integrated, harmonic resonance, right? And that's the energy that's coming through. So also, there was another message that I saw in the astral realm for you around algorithms and you birthing something new into creation and the universe supporting you with this. And I also saw something that you had set up on a computer was something that other people were beginning to take notice of. So this could be things that you're kind of coding into this experience because you're epigenetically, right, recoding or reprogramming your internal networks and your internal code. And this is like code in regards to things that you've inherited just ancestrally that have been reinforced into the system again and again, and you're reinforcing new expressions, right? And it was a synchronicity. There was a lot of angelic energy around you. I said it was an angelic synchronicity. And then I saw that there was a storm that was coming, like a twister. And this was going to be encoded into your experience, or you were summoning this into your experience within this movie. But then these actors began to take agency over the script and they avoided the tornado. But the director wasn't happy because he wanted that scene in the movie. But there's something around just the chaos in life, right? And maybe the devil, maybe this aspect of yourself where I'm seeing it as a, a scared child, or just a child that's kind of throwing a tantrum around, no, I want to stay on my comfort zone, or no, I don't, I don't want to do this. But, it's like you're kind of taking agency, and I'm seeing you kind of mother that aspect of self, if it makes sense. That's what I'm seeing. It's like the relationship that you've cultivated with that, inner child, if you will. That's definitely a strong energy that's coming through. That's very interesting as well. Anyway, it's really in resonance with angelic frequency, which says you are safe, potent connection, angels are here. So again, you definitely have this very strong connection to the angelic realm. I'm hearing even just higher octaves or expressions or dimensions of yourself that are guiding the humans journey on earth, and it's saying, hey, you know what, we see the full landscape of what you call time here. We see the full sequence of events that lies ahead of you. Trust this navigation system, right? And then you have the heart of source, which says that your heart is gently guiding you towards your chosen destination, and also extending unconditional love and unconditional acceptance towards all aspects of yourself, all different kind of fractals or expressions of yourself, even if it's not necessarily something that, I'm hearing like you're proud of. So these could be like thoughts where there is, oh, I thought I got over this thing, right? And then it's like coming back around and you're seeing it from a different level of awareness, especially when it comes to fear within earth. I'm hearing these are things just ancestrally that have been reinforced. I'm hearing even like look at the things that you've overcome within the last 5 years. Like you reprogrammed like 500 years of ancestral, expressions. This is what I'm seeing. Systems that have been reinforced into a system, and you're shifting the momentum. I mean, I'm seeing you leave a mark in the historical timeline where you're literally shifting and altering the momentum that had been created. And this is about intention being, kinetic energy, and you kind of rechanneling that into a different way of being, into a higher expression of being, right? Into a higher, full expression of your multidimensionality. And oh, there was a message that was coming through. What was it? Let me think. We're channeling a different way of being. Oh, you're leaving a mark in the historical timeline. You could just like be free like the wind right now. But anyway, I was seeing you bring your ancestral lineage into harmonic resonance, because you're showing them what love looks like through you. It's like they're experiencing life on earth through you, and how that can expand by expanding yourself and not constricting yourself, right? Or suppressing yourself in some way, or reducing yourself. That was the energy. Okay, anything else? Base chakra, strength and security and incantation. And so that you can begin to feel safe and secure within this experience. Oh, that was it. Allow your intention to be your anchor. Okay, allow your intention, which is kinetic energy, to be your anchor. And there's something about you anchoring into this version of self, which is anchoring you into new timelines. Okay, is what I'm seeing, that are in resonance, harmonic resonance with this internal integration. I'm hearing an internal reconfiguration where now reality is, I'm hearing integrating a new way of being. It's reconfiguring a new system that it's currently integrating to correspond with the internal shifts that have happened within you. So it's as within, so without, as above, so below. So there's a lot of work that you've been doing as above in the higher realms, right? I'm hearing even in dream time that you've been working through that are just super wow. Like there's a lot of energy around you. Anyway, guys, I was not gonna do a reading today. I just have a lot going on. Yeah, I have a lot going on, just in the best way possible, but I did want to hop on here for a quick message just because there's so much that's been going on in the astral realm. So I hope this is exactly what it is that you need to hear right now. I trust that it was, and I will speak to you guys very, very soon. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, do consider subscribing. Love to have you around. Personal reading details also down below. And yeah, it's an interesting time. Get ready for some new locations. There's a lot in the works, and get ready to blossom into your higher self in physical form. Get ready to blossom into your full potential. Until next time, bye!